Okay, so let's see how well the Panthera Prime fares in Draco. In the Steel Path, level 112 enemies. Fully amped, okay. Prime Bane of Grenier mods. The Arcane Avenger, I've got the Vigilante mods on my Sentinel to amp up my crit. And I guess it's killing enemies, right? It's getting a bit of work done. Dude, whose idea was it to put a kind of a radial explosion on the saw blades that you shoot on a point of impact? These things also deal self-stagger, by the way, so every time you do that, you're left kind of shimmying from left to right, you know, throwing some funky dance moves. Kind of just amplifies why melee weapons in the Steel Path are way more desirable. Because you can go from doing this, which is kind of just chip damage on heavily armored augmented enemies, to switching to a melee weapon, whatever melee weapon you want of choice, and just doing this. Do you know what I mean? Like, this isn't even with gladiator mods equipped, you know? So while the Panthera is okay in normal missions, it's definitely not a weapon you're going to want to bring on the Steel Path unless you've got, I guess, that killer Riven. That Riven that's either going to amplify its crit chance, crit damage, and going to boost it considerably more than what it is already. But the fact that the discs explode on impact means that you can't really mod for punch through, which means dead bodies get in your way. So if you just kill someone, his dead body will take those shots and the explosions will just keep bouncing off his dead body, and it does a little bit of splash damage, which I believe has some damage fall off as well, down to something like 20% damage fall off. But again, weapon has way too many downsides for me personally to find it enjoyable. Maybe you're different, maybe you really enjoy the Panthera, maybe you've got a really good Riven for it. The all fire mode as well can use, I think, Sinister Reach to make the beam go further, to hit enemies further away. But yeah, I mean, I may as well be tickling them, right, with Inaros' crusty old helmet. That sounded really that sounded really wrong. That's not what I meant. Anyone watching this, right? That's not what I meant. That's not the type of helmet I meant, okay? I meant the actual, yeah, you know what I mean. So the Panthera Prime is Inaros Prime's signature weapon, and while it's not very good in the Steel Path, which, if we're being honest, not many primary weapons are, it will get work done in the normal mode. It can kill up to level 160 heavy gunners quick enough, but it will chew through ammo, and grouped up enemies will take that additional splash damage. Now, it's a high slash based weapon that fires saw blades that bounce off surfaces and can ricochet into other groups of enemies. High crit chance, high status chance, 80 rounds in a magazine, but it consumes 2 bullets per shot. So you basically only have 40 shots. It has an alt fire mode, which is a saw blade attached to an energy beam, which only consumes ammo when it deals actual damage. One of the slowest fire rates of all fully automatic rifles. It can deal self-stagger, which can be infuriating at times when enemies get too close to you, and multi-shot kind of messes the weapon up a little bit in terms of you can expect your rounds to go each side of an enemy that's too far away at long range and not actually hit him. So if you have one shot, then 2 blades will fire out of the weapon. They will go either side of the enemy in kind of a V shape, leaving that enemy untouched in the center. So it's almost a close to mid-ranged weapon. And if you're firing at range, you might want to aim to one of the sides of the enemy and not just for his head. Now, compared to the normal Panthera, it is a straight upgrade in every department except the fire rate, accuracy and reload speed. So it hits harder, has more crit, has more status, and it is a higher mastery rank weapon. Now, this is the build that I use for this footage. It's got 5 Forma on my Panthera Prime. It's modded for either viral or corrosive, depending on whatever enemy you're going up against. I've got crit mods, fire rate mod. I have got a primed Bane mod on there as well. Again, you can change this to whatever faction you're going up against, just like the corrosive or the viral or the magnetic. I've also got Arcane Avenger on my Inaros Prime to increase my crit chance whenever I take damage. I've also got Vigilante mods on my Sentinel to increase that critical output from yellow crits to orange, orange to red and so on. So I have amped this damage output as much as I possibly can, but I don't have a Riven. which might be the deal breaker or the deal maker with this weapon. Getting your hands on the perfect god roll driven for this Panthera Prime could be the difference in having it as an okay weapon into an incredible beast of a weapon. But like I said, I don't have one. Now let me know what you think of the Panthera Prime in the comment section below. Like the video or don't, subscribe or don't, and as always, just don't. It's easier.